What is the next step as far as the family is concerned? The Odinga family is concerned, concerning both elective politics and or ODM. If I had my way, I would wish that after the funeral rites, the family retires from politics as soon as it is practicable, except, of course, Mrs. Ghana. I would wish that Oburu continues to lead the ODM in the acting capacity until it holds its grassroots election to the national and handing over to whoever the delegates would have chosen. I would want Oburu not to seek re-election in 2027 as the Siaya senator, age factor being the reason. I know that Raila had done the Museveni thing on his stronghold and on his political party, that is ODM. The Museveni thing is this, that you build people so strongly, they become very powerful. The people start even thinking of them being your inheritors, and then you remove them. Like Joho and Oparanya. To me, I would prefer Joho. Joho would have taken over the party very well, but he has moved on. He's no longer in ODM. Now, those who are there starting would be a problem. I hope you understand. Museveni also did that. Where are the people like, okay, Dr. Sami Kiseka is already dead, but those people who are with Museveni, even those who are with him right now, you would find that the former speaker, she's considered too old and her time has gone. And you see, she found Museveni. Museveni, whom she found, is not yet old, but she has already she found Museveni several decades later, but she has been found to be old and another newcomer has been brought there. So according to Museveni's script, after a year, Madam Anita, after a few years, Madam Anita would be very old and move on. Museveni never gets old. Raila has led ODM for 20 years. It should be formidable for the next 20, 30, or even 40 years, preferably without his family's input. Remember, do you remember Ford Kenya? Do you know that Ford Kenya is still strong over 35 years after Jaramogi Oginga Odinga's death? If you go to his mausoleum, you'll find that it still has the Ford Kenya indications, but yet Ford Kenya is still going on 35 years after he has died. I guess a young researcher would ask, is this Ford Kenya that Jaramogi started, the one that is strong in Bungoma and Trans Nzoia, the one that Jaramogi Oginga Odinga founded? It is strong in Bungoma and Trans Nzoia. Maybe if we use that calculation, maybe we may even find that it is very strong in Coast a few decades from today. So that we say, you see, the Coast Party was started by Raila, and the Western Party, Bungoma, Trans Nzoia, and something was started by his father, and so on and so forth. On the other hand, there were several other Fords apart from Ford Kenya. We had Ford Asili, we had Ford People, Do they still exist? So by still having only Ford Kenya on the political Richter scale is a plus to Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. The biggest question is, can ODM last that long? The period and scale of ODM post Raila would indicate his greatness or otherwise. If it dies with him, it shows that he's not great. But if it continues, just like Jaramogi Oginga Odinga with Ford Kenya, today, I would not be surprised if a lot of Ford Kenya members do not know that it was started by Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. A great leader inspires others to be like him or even greater than him. Museveni-like leaders do consolidate powers, not wanting to groom others, and when they depart, the whole thing crumbles. Now, for the longevity of Ford Kenya, no, for the longevity of ODM, whether it will take weeks, months, years, or even decades, it will indicate whether Raila groomed other people to take over, or whether ODM was Raila and Raila was ODM. One of Oburu's sons, called Jaoko Odinga, is the only visible grandchild of is the only visible child of Oburu to the world, but doing very good in family business. Would he leave the successful family business for politics? That one we have to watch the space. Then comes Raila's family. We now talk about Raila's family. Before one takes over, his spouse is usually in the background. Mama Lucy, forceful nature, may never have been noticed had Raila not ended up as the president. Very few people would would point out Mama Lucy were Kibaki not the president. And even those who would pinpoint Mama Lucy, very few would say her good or bad things. But once Kibaki became the president, Mama Lucy's face and character came to be known. There is a lot we may never know about Mama Ida due to the fact that she never became the first lady. But to a keen eye, one may have noticed certain factors. It is true that due to some factors that, such as exile and long-term detention without trial for Raila, she spent most of her time as a single mother or as a single parent. Such mothers have iron grips on their families. Let us not blame her for what the system imposed on her. You see, if she would have led a normal family life, like other families, maybe she would not have that forceful nature that she had upon her children. Because imagine, Raila spent 9 continuous years in detention without trial, except for a short stint that he was released, and people had not even realized he was yet to regain the natural environment, only to be detained again. During Raila's funeral, it came out that she could script a play and direct it. One would see that she directed the actors by her eyes, where she would tell an actor, "Your turn is over." By the same eye contact or eye wink, tell the next actor to commence his or her script. This also brings into the picture of her fights, legal fights with Fidel's widow. Why are we emphasizing on her strong characters? A political vacancy, especially that of the senator for Siaya in 2027, she may want to determine which person would be fronted, especially among her children. If Fidel would have been alive today or in 2027, he would have easily fitted the bill. Now she has her son Junior and two daughters, Winnie and Rosemary. Whether it will ever come out publicly or not, there could be some struggles, especially among her three kids. There could be. You see, there's a way they could have their struggles, but sort them behind the scenes that we may never know. But it is possible that there could be struggles on who is to take over among the three. From the body language during the lying of the body in state, one would get the impression that she was preparing Junior as the next king. Does he want to take the mantle? He was very diplomatic in his handling of things. That we cannot tell as of now. In fact, of all mourners within and without the family, I would say the person who presented himself or herself best is Junior, followed by Rosemary, and followed by Wenwa Akin, in that order. As for Rosemary, she had indicated previously that she wanted to be the Kibra MP. The then MP, the late Okoth, told her, bring it on. Bring it on. Then she became blind. Then she lost interest in politics today. Of interest was that Okoth also suddenly died. One time, Uhuru used to refer to Raila as Yule Muganga. If you are a Luhya and if you are a Luo, you know what that means. She indicates that she wants to take over Kibra seat. The MP is ready. She becomes blind. Then the MP dies. Then she has okay. Luhyas and Luos understand. But I'm saying that since that time, she has never indicated that she would want to join politics. But with a vacancy now, who knows? Then comes Winnie Odinga. Being the youngest, one behaves more. One behaves like either a child or a grandchild. She, by herself, has a forceful character. During the Azimio campaign, a lot of people complained about her. In fact, there was also this complaint that her high-handedness may have played negatively to her father's campaign. Would she want to join politics? She ended up in Iyala, East African Legislative Assembly. During the funeral, she asked the mourners if she would come back from the regional politics to the national politics. As of today, Winnie is the most politically active and right-hand person to join elective person. I'd repeat, as of today, Winnie is the most politically active and right person within the Raila family to join elective politics. But it is in my view that the Jaramogi family, Jaramogi, not Raila, Jaramogi family withdraws from politics, both overt and covert. Junior has a very impressive financial background, of which, in my opinion, he would be good for, such as family business, his business, yes, his business, and also he's a consultant for many businesses. Let me tell you, having a master of science in finance and accounting is no joke. As we finish today's topic, I keep on asking myself, why not groom Junior for a future position as the Luo Care? Luo Care, his lineage of care is that when his grandfather, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, became a politician, then people felt that you cannot be a politician and the care at the same time. That is when he surrendered being a care and concentrated on politics. It is now time for the family, through Junior, to reclaim the careship in future. My views, that is. Now, for the non-Luos, may want to know who is a care and whatever, and why are you supporting Junior being the care. One thing I want to tell people, and I've always said, and I will always say, is that Raila is not a lawyer. He used to claim, on very many occasions, he would claim that he's a lawyer. There's even a time he complained bitterly in Western that people were saying, Shenyu ne Shenyu. So it means that really, and then in the middle of the statement, he then remembered that he's supposed to be the 13th grandson of Nabongo. The truth of the matter is that when the whites came and reached Mumias, Nabongo Mumia, the head of Nabongo Mumia's security was Raila. Yes, Raila's great-grandfather was the head of security. Now, trying to say that he's a lawyer by virtue of his... It's like Matthew Sitere one time was the head of presidential escort. Now, can you say that Matthew Sitere is from Odaya? No, you cannot say. So, that is why, that is how the, the Wanganes came. On a few occasions, he had claimed that he's a Munyore. He's claimed that he's a Munyore. Yes, both of them, Raila and Oburu, were born in Bunyore, Maseno. But they were born when Maseno was that time part of Western Province. Now, if being born in Bunyore makes him a Munyore, so be it, but people have to know. The Luos have three arms. There is Owiny. Owiny is the branch of Luos in Tanzania. Ramogi is the Luo branch in Kenya. And Apathola is the Luo branch in Uganda. Now, the person who founded, the head of the Luos in Kenya was Ramogi. That is why you find that the place is Kango Kajaramogi. Kango Kajaramogi. So Ramogi founded Luo in Bondo. And he was the first care, and they have continued that in the lineage. It is only when Jaramogi Oginga Odinga wanted politics more than the traditional thing that he handed over the care to the non-tribe. So I would suggest that now that Raila is no longer there, Junior can at the appropriate age and time be made the care of the Luos in Kenya. Those are my view. I'm not a Luo. I'm 49% Kikuyu, but I leave that one for the Luos to decide. It is their problem.